What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. By now, I'm sure you guys have all heard the news about Dani Olmo, the 26-year-old Spanish international, Barcelona's marquee summer signing, suffered a hamstring injury yesterday against Girona that is set to leave him out for 4 to 5 weeks. 4 to 5 weeks, Dani Olmo will be out, adding to the long list of injuries that Barca already have to start the season. We haven't seen Gavi yet, we haven't seen Araujo yet, we haven't seen Frenkie de Jong yet. We only saw half of Christensen. Obviously, we know Bernal towards ACL. Pedri has missed some time as well. I mean, to start the season, obviously, when he coming back from that injury at the Euros. So Barca, add Dani Olmo to the list of injured players for Barcelona in the 2024-2025 season. 4 to 5 weeks. At first, by the way, it was reported that Dani Olmo, it was only a minor knock and he was going to be out for a maximum 7 to 10 days. They said 7 to 10 days right after the game, and then further tests were carried out on that hamstring, and it turns out it was worse than they thought, obviously, and now he's going to be out for possibly over a month. Which, how the fuck does that happen? I just need to rant for a second here. Excuse my language, but how the fuck does that happen? How do you go from saying it's a 7-day injury to now saying it's a month injury in the span of 8 hours? How does it change that drastically? That's a huge discrepancy, bro. If they would have said 3 weeks at first and then it turns out it's actually 5 weeks, that makes more sense. But for you to say it's 7 to 10 days and now he's gonna miss possibly over a month, that is crazy. And it's not the first time. That's what makes me really upset. It's not the first time that it's happened with Barca. It's happened multiple times before. It happened last year. I think it was either with Pedri, Koundé, Araujo, or Rafinha. One of those guys got hurt, and we thought we were told actually they were gonna be out for like at maximum 10 days, and they missed like a month or a month and a half. So why does that keep happening? Go figure, bro. And knowing the Barca medical staff, he'll probably be out for like 7 to 8 weeks, man. He'll probably be out for 7 to 8 weeks, which is awful, man. It is terrible. And it really begs the question, why can't we ever be just happy as Barca fans? We can never just be happy. This start of the season has been so amazing, bro. There's nothing to complain about if you're a Barca fan. It's been one of the best starts to a season that I can remember in my life. 5 wins out of a possible 5, and not just that. The football is beautiful, man. The Flickanator has completely changed this team. Just beat Girona yesterday 4-1 after a team that spanked us twice last year, to come back and beat them 4-1 in their stadium. We're all happy, but it always comes attached with something else, something negative. We can't even celebrate that win against Girona yesterday anymore because it turns out one of our best players thus far this season is hurt. Our marquee signing, like I said. It's like buying the most beautiful house. You buy your dream house. It's in the perfect neighborhood. You have the grill. You have the pool. You have the lakefront view. Okay? You have the beautiful. You have the grass. You have everything. And then it turns out your neighbor next door is a porn addict who jerks off with the windows down every day. And he goes to every window in the house. So you can't even escape him. It's like you're outside grilling, you're making burgers outside with your family, and you have to see your neighbor beat his meat for like the 15th time that day. It's like, what the fuck, man? Yeah, I have a beautiful house, but I can't even enjoy it with this fucking idiot, with this pervert next to me. You know, I know it's a weird analogy, but it's just really to put it into perspective. It's like Barca, we get the win against Girona, but we can't even enjoy it because it always comes with something. Some strings come attached to it. It's really upsetting, bro. Again, Dani Olmo is out for 4 to 5 weeks, and I'm not trying to be that guy, especially in a moment like this, but I'm going to say it because I wasn't the only person that pointed this out. We told you so. A lot of Barca fans predicted this because Dani Olmo, our biggest issue with him was, number one, when Barca signed him, that he didn't fill a position of need, and number two, he's very injury prone, and our midfield is already injury prone as it is. And Dani Olmo is a guy who's he's never gonna play a full season, man. This hamstring issue had been bothering him for a couple of years now. He missed a couple of games at Leipzig 2 years in a row for the same problems with his hamstring, and now it comes back again. Because that's usually what happens with hamstring injuries. They linger, man. They linger. And again, I think Dani Olmo has been fantastic. I said in this video already, he's been one of our best players thus far this season. And he's only played 3 games. He's scored in every single game that he's played, and he's been amazing. It's been a joy to watch Dani Olmo play. But again, if you go back to my videos talking about Dani Olmo before Barca signed him and when they signed him, my biggest issues with him were never as a player. I never said anything bad about him as a player. And people are saying that I did. I never did. Ever in my life. If you can find a clip of me talking bad about Dani Olmo, the player, or something bad about his attributes on the pitch, I'll give you $1,000. But you won't find that video because it doesn't exist. I never said that. I always talked about how he doesn't fill a position of need, which is true, and he's always injured. And then obviously he's injured now. That's the issue with Dani Olmo. Amazing talent, but always injured. A lot like our other players. You know, Araujo is an amazing talent, but gets injured a lot. Frenkie de Jong is an amazing talent, but always injured. Pedri is obviously, thankfully, healthy now, but he gets hurt quite a bit. And Dani Olmo is no different from them. Amazing talent, but always injured. And now he's going to be out for 4 to 5 weeks, and maybe more than that. Which, again, is the issue. Like, that's why it's so difficult to spend $60 million on a player who you know has a talent, but you know is injury prone, because it can always come back to bite you in the ass, and it came back to bite Barca in the ass. We got the whole Dani Olmo experience in these first 3 games as Barca fans. We got the whole Dani Olmo experience. Okay, the start and the finish. We got the amazing games and his ability and his output, which he obviously possesses because he's that good of a player. But then it comes with the injuries, which sucks, man. That is why, you know, That is why you have to be cautious when you sign players like this. But again, this is something that I expect it to happen at some point in the season. Obviously not hoping, but I expect it to happen because Dani Olmo is a guy who, like I said multiple times, is prone to get hurt. So his hamstring, and a hamstring is something that doesn't really heal like that quickly, man. It takes a while for you to feel 100%. And it's not an injury that you can rush back. You cannot rush back a hamstring because if you rush it back, it's going to get worse. So I hope that we give him the time that he needs. I'm hoping he's available for the Clásico and the Bayern Munich game after the second international break. They're saying he's going to be back by then, but again, we never know. But I hope he is because we're going to need him for those games. But yeah, man, what does this mean for Barca? And also, I want to say this. This also comes down to, I know Dani Olmo was injured, but this is also a bigger issue that I have with football as a whole nowadays. These players get injured all the time because they play too many fucking games. Okay? These FIFA presidents and all these, the presidents of all these federations that want to schedule all these games, all these extra games, and want to change the World Cup format, and want to change the Club World Cup format, and want to change the Champions League format to add more games to the calendar, just know you're fucking up the product for everybody else. You're helping your pockets, but you're fucking up the product for everybody else, and you're putting these players' health, the players' health at risk. It happens too much, bro. It happens way too much. We see players get hurt to start a season because they've been playing for so long. They have no break, bro. You go from a season, a full fucking season where you're playing over 60 games at times for some players, then you got to play the Euros. And then you got to come back and play preseason and actually get ready for the actual season to start. And then the actual season starts, and then you have to go and play meaningless international friendlies, and the South American players have to travel all the way to South America to play World Cup qualifiers. It's annoying, bro. And it's putting these players' health at risk, and we see it too many times. So many times we see a season start, and we see players dropping like flies. Elite players, world-class players that we want to watch play, they're dropping like flies every single week. And it sucks because this football calendar is too congested, and it doesn't matter how much money these players make, they're still human beings who deserve rest because they play a high-intensity sport. It's really, really difficult to be a pro footballer and to play these games every single week at that intensity. It's hard. That's why they're getting hurt so much. So again, that's just a bigger issue that I have, but that needs to get fixed because if it doesn't get fixed, this problem's gonna keep getting worse because it's been getting worse throughout the years. Every year they add new games, and every year we see worse injuries every single year. So again, that's just another issue that I have, but whatever. What does this mean for Barca now for the season, right? Because obviously, like I said, 5 wins out of a possible 5. The good thing is we have a cushion now in the league because Madrid only have 11 points only, but they're close, but we have 4 more points on them, so we have kind of a cushion. But again, you don't want to slip up and give any games away because they're still Real Madrid and they have Mbappe, and they're gonna probably get it together at some point, or at least Madrid fans would hope that they're gonna turn it around at some point and actually play some good football. But again, what does this mean for Barca? Look, you can do different things, right? Because you still have, I think Fermin is set to come back very soon in the next couple weeks or in the next week. He's back in training, and I think obviously we have Ferran for the UCL match. The next match, Ferran will be available. He won't be available against Villarreal, but he'll be available against Monaco. And you also have Ansu Fati coming back from injury, which is good that you didn't sell Ansu Fati because you're gonna need him in moments like this. So what do? Obviously, you can still play Lewandowski, you're striking your right winger, that's not going to change. And then you can play Rafinha down the middle and play Ansu Fati on the left. I would actually like to see that and how that works. That would be really, really cool to watch that Ansu Fati and Lamine on the same page. Rafinha down the middle. We know he's played well as a 10 this season already. I've liked what I've seen from him centrally. I don't know about you guys, but I've really enjoyed it, and I think he thrives there. So you can do that. You can play Ferran in the left and Rafinha down the middle, or you can play Rafinha on the left and Ferran on the middle if you want. I'm not a huge fan of that, but again, if Hansi Flick wants to do that, I trust him. Or you can play Fermin on the middle and Rafinha on the left, or Fermin on the middle and also Ansu on the left, and then Rafinha on the right if you want to give Lamine Yamal a rest for some games. Again, you have options every now and then. You have Ansu Fati, you have Ferran, you have Fermin Lopez who can obviously interchange with Rafinha and either centrally or on the left. And I think that could work fine. And also I believe in the Flickanator, man. This guy has gotten us 5 wins out of a possible 5 with an injured, with a squad that, like I said, has so many injuries. I believe in Hansi Flick. And also, it's good because we get to see more of Ansu Fati, see what he can provide, because it's been reported already that Hansi Flick has been really impressed with him in training. So I want to see what Ansu Fati can do under Hansi Flick. Under the Flickanator, I want to see Ansu Fati and see if he has a different level he can get to that he couldn't get to under Xavi or under, obviously, Quique Setién or Coleman or Valverde. I want to see if he has that in him. I want to see, obviously, Fermin Lopez get more playing time because when Dani Olmo was first brought in, I was upset because it was going to take away playing time from Fermin, but now we're going to get to see Fermin because he's set to come back from injury as well. So again, it's not the end of the world because I think Barca is still going to be in a good position. I think Barca are going to win most of the games that they have this up and coming month because the football calendar for Barca is really, really tough this next month. It's really congested and very tough, but I think Barca are going to come out of it on the up and up with more positive results than negative. And again, I think we should just trust the Flickanator. He's given us nothing to doubt him about. Okay, we should have no doubts about Hansi Flick and his ability to perform with an injury riddled squad or or how would you say it? Or a limited squad is what I would say, because he's done it already through 5 games this season. We haven't had, like I said, Frankie de Jong, Araujo, and Gavi have not seen the pitch this season. They have not played at all. And those are 3 of our best players, the most important players. And we're still managing to get 5 wins out of a possible 5 and play probably the best football in Europe. So again, I believe in Hansi Flick, but it's frustrating because a guy like Dani Olmo was playing so well, man. He was fitting so well into this team. It was so beautiful to watch him play. I mean, like I said, he scored in every game so far for Barca. Has been one of our best players. Came off the bench against Rayo Vallecano, was instantly our man of the match and scored the winner in that game against Valladolid. Was fantastic. Yesterday scored a beautiful goal and was fantastic as well. Like I said, he's in the channels. He's dropping in. You know, he's playing those 1-2 combinations with Pedri. He's playing those 1-2s with Lamine Yamal. I mean, it's just beautiful to watch. Everything we thought that Dani Olmo could be for Barcelona, he's proving to be just that, if not better. So again, it's really frustrating because I feel like he was just starting to get into his groove and he was gonna keep excelling after that and just keep getting better and better every single match. But again, it's the history of the player and it's the prime when you play this many games. When the football calendar is this congested, players are gonna start getting injured. Players are gonna get injured and happen again and happen with us with Dani Olmo. It's happened with a lot of our players. Gavi got hurt in an international break last year. You know, Gavi got hurt in an international break. Araujo got hurt at the Copa America. Pedri was hurt to start the season because he got hurt at the Euros. So this happens all the time. But again, Dani Olmo, man, I wish him a speedy recovery. Again, it's frustrating because he was playing so well. He was finally starting to get his groove. But I have no doubts that once he comes back, he'll be obviously a starter for this team and a guy who's going to continue to help us because he's been amazing thus far. But yeah, man, it sucks. I want to know what you guys think, what you think about what this means for the Barca season as a whole. Again, like I said, I'm not panicking that much because Barca still have options, especially with those guys coming back, and still you have Ferran Torres. Now, against Villarreal on Sunday, it's going to be weird because Ferran is not available because he got suspended. So you have Rafinha. You know, do you play Pau Victor maybe because he had a good cameo yesterday when he came off the bench against Girona? Maybe you play Pau Victor on the left or you play Pau Victor on the middle. I mean, who knows? I'm sure Hansi Flick will figure it out. But again, I wouldn't say it's the end of the world. It's time to panic. The sky's falling for Barca. It's just a frustrating thing because it's like we can never just enjoy a win. You know, we can never just be like happy. You know, we beat Girona 5 wins out of 5. We're playing beautiful football. It's like, yes, we can be happy, but really we can't be happy because it's like I said, it's the analogy that I gave about buying your house by your neighbor is jerking off with the windows down. It's like, I have my house, but I have to look at this fucking weirdo all day, beat this thing. So again, whatever. I gotta stop using that analogy because it's honestly kind of gross and weird. But yeah, man, I love every single one of you, man. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think of this Dani Olmo injury? How do you think it can affect Barca for these next couple of weeks that he's going to be out for? How do you think the team can set up with him without him now that he's obviously not going to be on the pitch? Let me know all your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear it. And yeah, man, I love every single one of you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.